the young, and the restless spoilers. In the often tumultuous lives of Genoa City's youth, the pressures of family expectations and personal struggles can push even the most resilient into dark and dangerous places. Such is the case with Lucy Romolotti, a young girl who, despite her seemingly perfect exterior, has been battling demons that few have seen. The weight of these struggles has driven Lucy to a destructive habit that she can no longer control: alcohol. What began as a seemingly innocent experiment has spiraled into something far more dangerous. Lucy, feeling lost and misunderstood, has turned to alcohol as a way to numb the pain, to escape the overwhelming emotions that she can't quite articulate. Every time the world feels too heavy, every time the expectations become too much, she finds solace in a bottle, hidden away in some dark corner where no one can see her fall apart. But this solace is fleeting, and the need for it has grown into a dependency that now controls her. Lucy is not alone in her descent. Faith Newman, once a voice of reason and support, has found herself entangled in Lucy's world. At first, Faith tried to stop Lucy from drinking, urging her friend to find healthier ways to cope. But as time passed, and as her own life became more complicated, Faith found herself drawn into the same darkness. The pressures from her own family, the weight of expectations, and the loneliness that comes from feeling like an outsider in her own life have worn her down. Now, instead of pulling Lucy out, Faith has joined her in the abyss, finding comfort in the same destructive habits. Together, they form a bond over their shared struggles, a bond forged in the fires of mutual pain and misunderstanding. As they drink together, they open up to each other in ways they haven't with anyone else. The alcohol loosens their tongues, and for the first time, they speak freely about the things that have been tearing them apart. Faith confesses the overwhelming pressure she feels from her family, the constant expectation to be perfect, to live up to the Newman name. She reveals that this pressure has made her retreat from friendships, unwilling to let anyone else into her complicated life. Lucy listens, understanding all too well the weight of those expectations. She too has felt the burden of being a Romolotti, the daughter of Daniel Romolotti, who has always been a symbol of strength and resilience. But Lucy knows that behind that strength lies a vulnerability that she shares, a vulnerability that has led her down this dangerous path. In Faith, Lucy finds a kindred spirit, someone who understands the darkness she's been hiding from the world. But as their bond deepens, so does their recklessness. Lucy, emboldened by the alcohol and the false sense of invincibility it gives her, makes a decision that could have devastating consequences. She takes the keys to her father's car, a vehicle she's seen as a symbol of freedom and escape, and invites Faith to join her on a drive. Lucy's idea is simple: they will escape the suffocating pressures of their lives, if only for a little while, by driving to a place where they can be free, where they can breathe without the weight of their family's expectations. Faith, equally intoxicated and equally desperate for a release, agrees. The two girls, smelling of alcohol and barely able to think clearly, get into the car and take off down the highway. The speed at which they drive matches the intensity of their emotions, fast, reckless, and dangerously out of control. The world outside the car blurs as they push the limits, the thrill of the speed and the alcohol in their veins creating a deadly cocktail of poor judgment and false confidence. But the real world is not so easily escaped. It isn't long before the flashing lights of a police car appear in the rearview mirror, signaling an end to their reckless adventure. Lucy's heart pounds in her chest as the reality of the situation crashes down on her. She is terrified, caught between the urge to stop and face the consequences or to hit the gas and try to outrun the inevitable. But there is no escape now. The police pull them over, and what follows is a scene that will haunt both girls for a long time. The officers, immediately aware of the situation, take control, and Lucy and Faith are removed from the car. The smell of alcohol is unmistakable, and their bloodshot eyes and slurred speech tell a story that neither girl can deny. They are arrested on the spot, charged with multiple offenses, including driving under the influence, endangering public safety, and underage drinking. As they are taken to the local juvenile detention center, the gravity of what they've done begins to sink in. The thrill of their rebellion is gone, replaced by a cold, harsh reality. Lucy and Faith are no longer just troubled teens acting out, they are now criminals in the eyes of the law, and the consequences of their actions will reach far beyond.